Hey YouTubers, Rival X Factor here, and the official patch notes for Armored Kill have finally been released by DICE, and there's a lot of changes coming up to gameplay mechanics, especially with the air vehicles, a lot of balance issues with the weapons, and then we're going to go over the hotly debated topic, the M16. But before we get to that, let's go over the fact that this patch note list isn't huge. I was expecting more, especially since DICE only patches once every 4 to 5 months. This seems pretty small. So I'm hoping there's more in there that they aren't telling us. Let's talk about the vehicle changes. The first is the helicopter gameplay is about to change. Why do you say that, X Factor? Well, now in the gunner position of the helicopter, you cannot flare. Well, what's that mean? Well, if you run with a coordinated helicopter pilot and gunner and the attack choppers, you could bounce back and forth, ECM jammer and flare, and really never have to take cover. So it used to go something like this. I'd be in an attack helicopter with level cap or rival guy. They'd say, oh, I just used my flares. You're up next. You'd hear the beep, beep, beep. Is that me? Is that me? Yep, X Factor flare. Okay. And then we just wait, rinse, and repeat. It'd be hard to take down that helicopter. So that's gone. So now helicopters have to play extremely tactical because they only have one out button now. They don't have two. With that, the scout helicopter has been changed too. The laser designator used to be able to be used by the main pilot and was kind of a nasty little combo. Now it is a seat in the little bird that somebody has to man, just like the CITV station on the tank. So that's a two-man show. And, you know, on most maps, most people don't jump into CITV stations as it is because it's a very slow, non-rewarding position. So we'll see how that plays out. And the third thing that's going to really change the helicopter gameplay is the IGLA and the other shoulder-mounted AA have been buffed, both in distance and in height. So it seems like you're going to be able to lock on a lot easier. So maybe you won't see any more 55-0 pilots. Or I guarantee this, you won't see helicopter pilots dominating like they could potentially if they had a good pilot. Those days are gone. We'll see how this affects jets. Another vehicle change that really intrigued me is it looks like you won't be able to instantly switch from your main gun to secondary gun in the tank or tank destroyer. It sounds like they're going to be putting a slight delay when switching from main shell to canister shell or main shell to HMG or LMG. I agree with that change. That needed to be done. Another cool little note is they buffed the IFV damage to helicopters and jets. I have shot down helicopters and jets with IFVs before, the LAV and whatnot, but it takes a ton of shots and it's hard as hell. So maybe I'll get a little more lucky with that, so that's kind of a nice change. And they adjusted the repair tool yet again. So if you're damaging an enemy vehicle, it's going to do 10% less damage, so not too much of a nerf. And probably one of the biggest changes that you guys will be most happy about if you fly is they fixed the radar to show friendly vehicles. That's huge. Now there will be less friendly ramming by accident, I imagine. With this patch, it's not all just bug fixes and cosmetic stuff. There is some drama. It is a balanced patch to a lot of the guns in the game, and that always creates some anger among the community. The biggest one is the M16 change and the M41A1 change. They're increasing the recoil. Well, I hate to tell you, but that's not going to be a major change because these guns are easy to control and counter recoil on. It will also make the M16 still a viable player in a lot of situations. The M16 and the M4A1 were always a go-to gun for close, medium, long range. Were they the best at any of those situations? No, but they could handle them all fairly well. Up close, you'd still be outshot by 4 or 5 guns. Medium range, you'd still be outshot by a couple guns. Long range, you would definitely be outshot by a couple guns, but it could handle them all. So the recoil change should be interesting to see what happens here. But there will be a new go-to gun. The question is, which one will it be in the assault class? There always will be a go-to gun. Will it be the AEK, which is great at close and medium range? Will it be the new M416 that they changed pretty much every stat on that gun? That could be it. That could be the winner. Or will it be something else? The KH-2002. Who knows? I know as soon as I download this patch in a couple days, I'm going to jump in the empty server, our private server, and just start shooting at walls to see what happened and to kind of try out a couple things. I think I know my winners. I don't like burst guns. You guys all know that. So probably M416, M16, AEK gameplay from me with my preferred weapons. And let's stress something. The weapon hipster in me is not strong. I'm not a weapon hipster. You'll never catch me using an F2000 on Caspian. That's a close quarters gun on a big map. You'll never catch me using the Scar L in Danya Fortress. That's a long range gun. That weapon is awesome at long range. Why use it in a GIMP situation? I've always liked to use weapons in their strong suits, and I like to preach that to you guys. You guys shouldn't just have one gun that you use. You should have several. I like to master 2 or 3 guns in every class. I have 3 or 4 assault weapons I use. I have 2 or 3 engineer weapons that I use. Each have their strengths and weaknesses on certain types of maps. Because I like to come out with my try-hard pants on and really see how I could push myself and better myself as a player. Using a gimped weapon in a situation doesn't help me do that, no matter what. So they're also changing the attachments. They're nerfing the heavy barrel and the range damage. So that's getting a slight nerf. But the suppressor is getting a slight buff. I don't know how much, but they're reducing how much the suppressor affects your bolt deviation at range. Remember the vanilla patch where everybody used suppressor because it reduced your recoil, reduced bolt deviation, and you didn't show up on the minimap? That was kind of OP. Are they going back to that? No. Will I give it a try? Absolutely. A couple more interesting changes real quick for the support players, and this excites me. Belt-fed machine guns are now more accurate while standing and firing while ADS, aiming down sight. This affects the M240, the M249, the Type 88, the Peachnig, and the LSAT. So what does this mean? Maybe less ankle biters, less prone warriors, less bipod pros. Maybe. I hope so. Because I kind of think that, you know, in certain situations, that just slows gameplay down. Hopefully this'll bring out some faster gameplay. And I'll try it out myself. I love accurate guns. I prefer to shoot accurate guns over, you know, spray and pray guns. So maybe this might work for my personal style. We'll see. But I am going to give it a try. Something else that struck me is they're correcting some of the incorrect descriptions of clip size and bullet types for weapons in close quarters, such as the M5K, the LSAT, and the ACWR. Does that mean the ACWR is going to get 31 in the magazine? That'd be huge because that was one of the weapon's biggest downfalls. Number one, it only hits for 20 up close, the maximum damage, but it had the highest minimal damage, making it a powerhouse at range with its laser beam accuracy. Adding 4 more to the clip is huge. That's potentially another 80 damage up close, potentially, you know, another 65, 70 damage at range. So ACWR is one of my favorite guns right now in my NG kit. It will become my main player probably if that change goes through. Again, it's horrible up close. It's a slow time to kill, and it doesn't hit for a lot, so it takes 5 bullets and body shots to kill a guy. You know, it takes an extra one if you're headshotting the dude, but it is very accurate. Hopefully you take a look at these patch notes. There is some interesting stuff. The SOFLAM will no longer lock onto your own vehicle. Thank God. As being a tanker and an LEV whore, that just kills me. It is so annoying. So take a look at this stuff. There is some stuff. Let me know what you guys are most excited about and what you're looking forward to in this patch specifically. Take care, YouTube, and as always, thanks for the support.